Creative Creations. My name is Stephanie and I will be showing you how to make a glam Christmas diva silhouette weather. So if you're new to my channel and love creative DIYs, just hit the subscribe button down below. Make sure you hit that bell, that way you get a notification every single time I upload. Also remember to like, share, and comment. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and also on Pinterest you could find me. If you happen to make one yourself, please don't hesitate to share with me. I love to see your ideas. So a couple things that you'll need. You'll need this tube is full of ornaments, and I've used, as you can tell, most of the glittery ones, but I still have some of the shimmery ones down here. And of course you can choose any color that you like. I just went with silver and white because that's what she is wanting. So, and that's found at the Dollar Tree. I also have some of these picks that are in silver and white, and then this comes in a packet of 3. It also has the clips on the back of them. You'll need a couple of those, and then I got a packet of these ornaments that look like go-go balls or something. So they come in a packet of 6. I got some of those as well. You'll need some of the rhinestone ribbon from the Dollar Tree as well. I also have some of the deco mesh tubing in silver. So we're going to be using that in the hair. You'll need 4 of these mesh rolls from the Dollar Tree. You'll also need some of these acrylic gems from the Dollar Tree. They're over there in the Christmas section. So, of course, you'll need an 8-inch Wreath form. That's what I typically use. And of course, you'll need your silhouette. Now this silhouette is not cut out of styrofoam. I actually found out when I was cutting it out of styrofoam and painting it, the paper that's on top of the styrofoam was bubbling. So I actually went to cardboard. It's a whole lot more sturdier. You could paint it. It gets a lot stiffer. I actually put almost like a clear coat on this, so when it's outside it doesn't fall apart. So, and I also gave her a longer neck. That way I could put jewelry on her. And also what you'll need is just some scrap jewelry. I have some pearls that I have, a broken necklace that I happen to have, and some of these little shiny little beads. I don't know if I'll use this stuff or not. We'll just have to see as we go along. I'm going to start off with her hair and then start slowly adding things, not only in the wreath but on the silhouette as well. And I also got a packet of these rhinestones that you find at the Dollar Tree as well, just in case I needed a little extra. Now at the end of the video I actually go over what I use. I usually just get a whole bunch of stuff, that way I'm never short of anything, or just in case I decide to use one thing and not something else. So I've had a lot of questions on how I cut my mesh. The mesh from the Dollar Tree does tether a lot. Like the little strings come out, you take it right out of the package and it does that. So the easiest way that I've found that works for me is I use a piece of masking tape. You can use painter's tape. Do not use duct tape or the white clear tape because it will pull the mesh apart. So you're going to take this. Now this piece of board, I cut it out specifically for 20 inches. You could cut it out for 30 inches if you wanted to go a little bigger. She wanted more short curls, so I just shortened it by 10 inches. So what I do is I take the end of it and I line it up with the very tip of the board, and I just kind of place that on there and then just fold the tape over, not the mesh, right there. And then I just roll it around the board. Now this method is a whole lot easier than individually cutting the mesh. And the reason being is when you individually cut the mesh, it has a tendency of unraveling itself pretty bad. So just roll it around the board. just like that. And then when it comes to the end, just kind of take it off of there and just kind of swing it to the back part. And as you can tell, it kind of sticks to itself. Alright, so the next thing I do, I get a pair of nice scissors. Make sure that they're sharp because this is pretty thick. And just simply cut it on both ends. And remember, you want to cut right above the tape line because you didn't fold this over. So when you get done, just pull the tape up. And you could actually pull that tape off the mesh. And you see I didn't pull it that bad. And then, there you go. It's cut. And I do that because it's a whole lot easier. It saves time. So yeah, I'm going to cut the rest of my mesh up and go ahead and start it. So what I'm going to be doing is her hair, and like I showed you before, I usually just curl the mesh onto itself. It usually curls on its own, and you just grab it and just curl it just like that. Just go ahead and make your little, what I call pop curls, and every other one's going to have a silver tubing to go along with it. Just get your pipe cleaner, and it doesn't really matter the pipe cleaner because once you're done with the wreath, you won't be able to see it. And just twist it one time before putting it onto the wreath. So first place I'm going to start is usually in between one of these main bars. You're going to take it and just twist it. And then I'm just going to do a regular. Now here you can make the curls as tight or as loose as you want. Just twist it one time and then go on to the second bar here. Now I usually don't go onto the outer rim just because this is an 8-inch wreath form. It's not the 14-inch wreath form or the 12-inch. That one you would probably have to do all 3 rolls. I like the smaller one because you could get a smaller size of the head, and it still fills, when you get done with it, it actually still fills the whole wreath, and it fills the door up. slip this in here. I'm not going to zip tie her or put a pipe cleaner to hold her. I'm just going to put hot glue there. And that'll hold her into place. So just make sure you line up the head where you want it to be at. You see how I have her slide between the bars? So just kind of slide her head into position, and then just put a large amount of the hot glue on there. And the reason I'm doing this is because she's going to have a scarf on and a whole bunch of other stuff, and you won't need to punch a hole in her head to hold her into place. Alright guys, so I decided to try the mesh instead of the scarf, just because the scarf was not doing well. On top of that, it was a different type of gray, and I didn't really like it against this white at all. So I'm going to stuff this like this. So what you want to do is try to create kind of like a hairline. So you're going to separate them like this. And then you're going to take this mesh and kind of just put it in there like that. It's kind of like creating a little hair barrier there. And then we're going to wrap it to the back. Of course, when you go to the back, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run it through the Wreath frame, and that's just to secure it a little better. That way I don't have to end up using a lot of glue. So just secure it like that, and then we're going to pull this tight. Now don't worry about how this looks right now, because we'll straighten that all out. And kind of just shove it underneath the back part of it. And then you can add some hot glue just to secure it down in the back. And that way it doesn't come loose. So just put some hot glue right there on the rim and just press down on it. Just like that. Alright. Just flip her back over, and this is what she looks like. So like I said, alright guys, so after you have glued it down in the back, and you don't have to glue this down in the front, and I tell you why. It's because it's deco mesh, and then deco mesh on deco mesh usually sticks really well where it won't even move. You can add the glue if you want to, but I promise you it's not going anywhere. So I didn't go with a regular traditional scarf this time. I just went with the deco mesh because it looks so much better than the scarf that I had when it actually came to going against the hair. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add these Christmas balls or ornaments onto the scarf and kind of just slowly build onto it and go from there. So I put these at the very top like that, just kind of like in the outline. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go in between the little spaces and add these shiny balls in there. And of course you want to cut the string off because you won't need those on there. Starting to look so far. So the next thing I'm going to go in there with are these acrylic gems. Now what I'm going to do is, if you take a look here, I put this row and then this row. So in between the empty spaces is where I'm going to put the gems at, okay? Start using these pick flowers to fill in some gaps that I have, and I'm just gonna randomly place them. And like I said, it's completely up to you where you put them at and things of that sort. It's just I didn't have enough of these little glass balls, and I didn't know they were glass. They're like a mirror almost. There's only 6 of them in a packet, and I probably should have got 2 packets, but it's okay because she wanted me to add flowers to it as well. So I'm gonna go with these flowers because I like them a little bit better. And I'm gonna pull the little that came off real quick. I'm gonna pull the little clip from the back and just use hot glue. And I'm probably going to pull this flower off of this one because it's different from that one. Now this one you have to cut off because they hot glued it to the stem. But if you can tell, it looks completely different. It's still pretty though. And we're going to place that onto her hat there. And just like this, I'm going to use this pick right here, in here. When I first started thinking about this, I was going to put greenery in here, but then now looking at it, I kind of just like the silver and the white. I don't think I'm going to add any greenery to it at all. So I'm just going to stick that on there. And I'm going to use one of these again towards the back of the hat. You might need to hold on to it for just a little bit, just to make sure that it stays on there. And this is how it looks so far. Isn't that pretty? It's almost like a winter in Wonderland. I think it's gorgeous. So the next thing I'm going to do, because I like to put jewelry on her, we're going to try two different things. So I'm going to see how this looks. And that might be a little too much. So let's try this. And this is another thing with silvers. Like, you might think this might go, but if you actually look at it, let me see if I can put it up close. It actually is like two different tones, and it doesn't really look good up against it. And this is why when I make stuff that's real glamorous and glittery, you kind of want to make sure that all of it looks good together, especially when you go to add it onto your wreath. So this looks a whole lot better. It's closer to that. And trying to see. Where to put it at. So let's take a look here. So I need to cut one more row off. So if you take a close look at this, there's like little rows, so you can cut it down to the row and see where you want to make the placement at on kind of like the neck, and just put it on here first. Turn around, flip it, just place it right there. That looks really nice. So the next thing I'm going to do is make her an earring. And I'm going to use this same ribbon. I'm just going to cut it a little short. And I'm probably just going to use 2 lines for her earring. So right about there. So just get you a little dab of glue right there. Don't have to be a lot because they'll hold it. And see where you want to place it at. And I usually go into the hairline and into the thing there to make it look more realistic. And of course you'll have hot glue strings everywhere. And you probably need to put another dab of glue right here just to kind of secure it down. There we go. So I don't think I'm going to add anything else to it. It kind of looks really good like it is. Guys, I think I'm done. That actually looks good just like it is. Let me hold her up real close to y'all so y'all can see everything that I've done to her. So I ran these Christmas balls from the back of her head all the way to the front. Now remember, that packet does have glittery balls. It has 3 glittery, I think it's 3 or 4 glittery balls. It has these kind, and then it has the flat kind. So I only ended up with 1 left over this. I didn't use the glittery ball. And I used the flat ball. I just rotated the flat and the, like, it's like hammered metal. But you see how pretty she is. And I loved using the deco mesh as her scarf because it actually stuck way better than a regular scarf. Like, I had no problems, you know, once you get it into the hairline where you want it at, putting it down here was no problem at all. And I actually, it was a whole lot easier than using the scarf. Now, as far as the back goes, you can get a piece of cardboard and cover all this up and make it look a whole lot cleaner if you want to. But most of the time it's facing the door. And I usually don't finish that part up. Or you could get some Christmas tree wrapping and put it on there. Alright guys, so this is the end of my tutorial. I also wanted to let you know that you could also purchase this face in wood at Tanishia AKA Craft-T. She has a YouTube channel. She is selling a kit, and this actually is already pre-cut. It comes with the wreath form and some other things. She has a tutorial over on her channel. I will leave her channel. On top of that, I'll leave the link to get the kit. I think it's an awesome deal for $10 to get a wood face, because this one's cardboard. Most of the people make them out of styrofoam, but hers is wood, and it comes with a wreath. I think it comes with zip ties and another form that she uses in her tutorial. So yeah, I'm gonna leave everything of hers linked down below in the description. I think she did an awesome job on her stuff. So y'all go over there and check her out. And also, I think it's a great price for a wood form for the face, especially. You can stain it, paint it, do whatever you want with it. And if you don't like it, guess what? You can sand it off and redo it again, or just prime it. So it's a whole lot sturdier than the cardboard or the styrofoam. So yeah, if y'all like this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below. Check me out on my Facebook page, Instagram, Pinterest. I'm also on Twitter. So yeah, thank y'all so much for watching, and y'all have a blessed day.